Lawnmower Man is a 1992 film adaptation of Stephen King's short story Cyber God. The story follows a mentally challenged lawnmower man called Job, who becomes a cybernetic god through the application of virtual reality. If that doesn't make sense, it's because it doesn't. Stephen King sued the filmmakers for including his name on the final product and straying too far from the original source material. He won $2.5 million in the settlement. The film was directed by Leonard and stars Pierce Brosnan and Jeff Fahey. Hey guys, and welcome back to Garage Stephen-King-a-thon, where every day, I'm already laughing, every day for the month of October, we revisit a Stephen King adaptation. Today we're talking about Lawnmower Man, and guys, I wasn't expecting a so bad it's good movie to appear on this list, but it did. So I picked this movie because I like to pick a lot of movies from different decades, and I feel like I needed a bit more from this decade, so I picked Lawnmower Man, and it definitely is a product of its decade, I'll give it that. I'm usually picky when it comes to so bad it's good movies. I've had friends who'll be like, yo, you gotta see 9 Lives, man. The Kevin Spacey movie, it's so bad, it's funny. And I watch it, and it's just bad. I'm very picky when it comes to so bad it's good movies, because you have to be consistently awful. You can't just be awful in the beginning. I feel like that's why The Room became such a cult hit, is because The Room has so many quotable moments, so many weird moments, and they're equally dispersed throughout the whole film. And I feel like Lawnmower Man is that category. Guys, this movie is a new level of dog shit. There's no way around it. So it opens with a title card explaining everything that's going on in the movie, which was totally unnecessary because the movie does an okay job at explaining what's going on. But they still give that title card, and it's like a freaking boomer who just discovered the internet wrote the title card. There's even like a line that, using technology called virtual reality, and it's just like, yuck. And then the opening happens, and the opening you're introduced to the CGI at hand. And the CGI in here looks like it predates Nintendo 64, which it does predate Nintendo 64, but oh my god, like the CG in here is just bleh. It reminded me a lot of Spawn, if you guys have seen the Spawn movie. But some of my favorite CG moments in here. There's a scene where Job is under the pressure of an abusive priest, and Job lights him on fire. There's a scene where Job becomes so intellectually superior to everyone else. He goes in the mind of some person, takes a lawnmower, and lawn mows his brain.
In your head now, Jake. There's no escape, ever.
And then there's this part where there's freaking bugs flying everywhere. People are just shooting at the bugs, not knowing what they're shooting at. They're just shooting. And you can tell the director here is just like, hey guys, just shoot at the sky. Pretend there's a lot of bugs and shoot at them. And everyone's just like, sure. The CG alone makes this movie worth watching. But it's not even just the CG. The main character, Job, is portrayed as the most stereotypical hick ever, to the point where it's kind of offensive, because when the movie starts out and he
has an intellectual disability,
he has a very southern accent, and then as the movie progresses and his
intellectual disability
starts to become cured, he starts talking with a normal accent, which is like, okay, just because your intellect increased, your southern accent disappears. Is this movie implying that people with southern accents are stupid and people without them are intellectually superior? Not only that, but the protagonist dresses weird, and he looks exactly like Carrot Top.
I got all your best adventures. Yeah, all of them. This is the one I like, Cybo Man. See that? That's you.
There's a part where he's shirtless and he's very jacked, and it just made me think of Carrot Top on roids. There's this really awkward scene where Carrot Top, I'll call him Carrot Top from now on, Carrot Top loses his V card.
It's so hot today, Joe. Why don't you come up for a cold glass of lemonade?
Oh, Jesus, Mother of God, would you look at that? Joe, go on, you dolt, go on.
The dialogue in here is very awful. The script in here is very awful. What's up, bud?
Hey, what are you up to?
I'm doing a video. Can I call you in 10 minutes?
Okay.
The script in here is very dog shit. Very, very dog shit. There are lame attempts at social commentary where Brosnan, he's trying out his virtual reality glasses, and then his wife is there cross-armed, and she's like, you eat with that thing on? You sleep with that thing on? What's next? You're gonna start fucking with that thing on? And I'm like, bruh. I feel bad for the poor Gen Xers in 1992 who were thinking like, oh, are people gonna start watching VR porn? Like, welcome to 2021. It's a part of daily life at this point. What you gonna do? And then the stupid subplot where the military wants to take hold of the VR because they can use it to take over other countries. Very, very bland, in-your-face social commentary. We've seen every blockbuster movie use the subplot of the military wants to take hold of it. When they start using fucking dinosaurs in the military in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, whatever that one's called, then you know it's overdone. The dialogue is piss poor in this movie. A lot of crappy science lingo, which I work in healthcare, and hearing them like spout out random words like endocrine and synapse, and they don't even know what they're talking about. I get it to a certain point, like that probably goes over the average viewer's head. But then you see movies like Interstellar, where they actually talk to real astrophysicists to make sure the dialogue makes sense. And you know that that wasn't a step that happened in Lawnmower Man. By the end of this movie, I was so confused on what the plot was supposed to be about, because there's so much shit that they throw at you, and you're just like, what the fuck am I watching? And it really feels like, now I was completely sober during this movie. Whenever I watch a movie, I'm completely sober, because I want to give the movie a fair shot. But at the end of this movie, I feel like this movie intoxicated me with some drug, because it was just flash imagery, almost having an epileptic seizure, and the plot made no sense, the characters made no sense. It really felt like they like spiked my drink with LSD when I was watching this movie, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Up to you. Depends on what kind of viewing experience you want. But this movie is like, I'm surprised this movie hasn't gotten such a cult following for being so awful. I would put this movie up there with movies like The Room, where it's just like, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this movie? And to think that Pierce Brosnan was also in this movie, and Pierce Brosnan was, I don't know if this predates his Bond or this is after his Bond run. I would assume it's before his Bond run. Let me check.
2 hours later.
Okay, so this was before his run as James Bond, and hopefully, yeah, this wasn't the audition tape, I'm presuming. Anyway, Lawnmower Man, listen, if you got a few brewskis in the house, you got some friends coming over, you want them to have a good chuckle, you know, you pop this movie in, you don't take it seriously, you watch it as if you're watching The Room. I can see there being some enjoyment on that level. If you're looking for an accurate, heady, thoughtful representation of Stephen King's original story, you might be a little disappointed. But, look, to me, you know, if it's all about the enjoyment while you watch the movie, you know? Like, if you sit there and you get a laugh, whether it's intentional or unintentional, it's still a merit. It's still got merit, in my opinion. So, take that as you will. Watch Lawnmower Man if you dare. And guys, stay tuned. Tomorrow, another Stephen King adaptation review coming your way.
The Lawnmower Man.